So you guys ready for the Impact review? Yeah, alright, so I'm going to give it to you. So Impact starts off with Bully Ray and Brooke Hogan in just a ridiculous segment. I've never seen so much logic thrown out the window in all my life. You know, this kind of reminded me of like Monty Python, the Holy Grail. You know when they throw the trash out the window and it's just all in the streets? This is almost like that, except the trash bags were full of fucking logic. Yeah, bunch of trash bags full of logic, and they were just piling up as this segment progressed. I didn't understand what the fuck they were trying to do here. So, you know, Bully Ray wants Hogan to come out so he could talk to Hogan and earn his respect. Who the fuck cares? So he could date this bitch who fucking Brooke Hogan, a boring bitch. You know, she's sort of hot, but a boring bitch. So there's some bad acting. He knows. He knows. Oh, bitch! Of course he knows. He saw it on the fucking camera. I mean, my God, you know, we all saw it. We were watching fucking Impact last week. We all saw you two making out in the parking lot. So, of course, so, like, and Bully Ray's like, how does he know? How does he know? How could he know? What, how, you know, what is there to know? How could he know? Like, just some weird shit. Like, I didn't even know what the fuck they were trying to accomplish here. Like, it was almost like, oh gee whiz, how could he know when this show is nationally televised? It's fucking stupid! Holy shit, for the last Impact 2012, they sure as hell capped it off with some boring-ass, shitty, retarded, just completely void of logic intro segment there. I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do here, but it's almost like the writers, the bookers, forgot what happened last week. What the fuck were they thinking? And then they just walk out and they're having this pathetic argument. I mean, Brooke Hogan is a horrible fucking actress. Just stop it already. Get her the fuck out of the company. I know she's there only because of Hogan, but for God fucking sakes, I mean, come on, Hogan. You were at the top during one of the biggest wrestling boom periods of all time. You should kind of know what works and what doesn't. You know, you knew at one time what worked. You know, you even knew back in the 90s what worked, but now you don't. And then we get, it's Samoa Joe defeating the Masked Man. I'm still not sure who this is. Is this Mike Knox? You know, who the fuck is this? I don't know. He promises us he's going to unmask him. He beats him in 2 minutes. I'm not really sure why he, you know, blew through him so easily. I thought the Aces and Eights were supposed to be, you know, pretty big tough guys here, but he goes down like 2 minutes here. You know, it was okay for what it was, you know, but he doesn't unmask him. Aces and Eights comes in and they chase Samoa Joe off, so... You know, it would have been nice at the end of 2012 to learn the identity of one more Aces and Eights member. But I guess we're not going to learn another identity of one of these guys until fucking 2014. We're going to have to wait another fucking year for them to unmask another guy. So then we get the bro-off. And this was probably the most retarded, most useless, most random fucking segment I ever seen. But I actually found it entertaining. So you've got Robbie just struggling his ass off to make this thing entertaining. It's basically some type of talent show. I haven't seen a fucking talent show since fucking kindergarten, but apparently this is a talent show. So you've got Robbie doing a Guido dance, and then you got fucking Jessie Godderz, who he challenged, by the way. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention this is open fight night, so they're calling each other out. Should have started the video off with that, but fuck it, I ain't into this shit, you know. So anyway, so he dances, and then fucking Jessie Godderz is doing a fucking pose down. And then all of a sudden, you know, Robbie informs him that he's lost because he didn't say bro, he called him dude instead. If this is not making sense to you, it's because it doesn't. but it was okay. And then the big surprise at the end is that Robbie T, then does a combination of both things. He dances and he poses down and flexes. So apparently he won. I don't know. An official winner wasn't announced, but he sort of looked like the winner. But it was entertaining. It was funny that it came out of nowhere and like won this thing. Won in quotation marks, because I'm not really sure if he won or not. But this was just like fucking random. You could argue the point that this took up way too much time, but it was entertaining, and it was more entertaining than a lot of the shit you see on WWE nowadays. I mean, I don't know if this is just the fact that WWE has just destroyed my brain to the point where, you know, something that's slightly better than their current product, you know, it seems like great to me. But this wasn't great. This was just, you know, it was decent comedy. It was light-hearted entertainment. So I guess it was okay. Then we get RVD calling out Christian York, and holy shit, this match was only like 5 minutes, but they packed a load of fucking shit into this match. It was fast-paced, action-packed. Christian York pulled off more moves than any fucking WWE wrestler has done in 2012. I'm just going to say that right now. I mean, he was hitting moves left and right. I mean, there was fucking moves. He was coming off the top rope, fucking Hurricanrana over the top rope, sentons in the corner, fucking, you know, neck breakers out of nowhere. He did a Paul London mushroom stomp from the top. I mean, I was like, whoa, I mean, wow. And then there was this spot where RVD does a roll in the corner and he catches him with a knee. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This actually looked like a match that belonged in 2012, headed into 2013. Fast-paced, nice counters, a lot of moves. This is the type of shit that we should see. Instead of WWE, we're getting fucking rest holds on the mat for 5 fucking minutes straight. So this was a good-ass match right here. The only problem is, Christian York hasn't won a fucking match. And he's like putting on some of the best performances on the roster right now. And he still hasn't won a match. Why couldn't they have like Kenny King, who RVD is currently feuding with? Why couldn't like Kenny King distract RVD and let like York get the win here, and then maybe they could do like a triple threat at Genesis? You know, wouldn't that be cool? Since, you know, Kenny King and RVD have already failed at the pay-per-view to put on a good match, why not put Christian York in the mix? That's what I'm thinking. You know, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. You got Kenny King and Christian York on pay-per-view. You should have had Christian York on Final Resolution, but he wasn't fucking there. Even though he's had some impressive matches, impressive match with Jeff Hardy, and they still refused to put him on the pay-per-view. So this was actually a pretty impressive match. Then we get very entertaining Kaz and Daniels. Daniels is a charismatic showman. This guy shows so much personality. He calls out AJ Styles. It's Kaz dressed as AJ. Takes off the hood. It's Kaz. He's dressed exactly like AJ. He fakes his accent in the ring. This was very entertaining. I mean, this was like what I call a successful promo. Very entertaining shit right here. I mean, you like compare WWE's current promos. I mean, you could even compare the opening segment to this, and you will see that it just lays waste to all that shit. This was just like, this is just how a wrestling promo should be done. It got its point across. It furthered the feud between AJ and Daniels. It was entertaining. It was funny. It came off, you know, like they're being immature, but it's still like for adults. It's just, it was good. Then Chavo and Hernandez come out. They challenge Kaz and Daniels to a match. This was a pretty good match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, you know, fantastic or anything. You know, it wasn't better than their match at Turning Point. But, you know, it was good. They kept a good pace. It wasn't boring or anything like that. You know, Daniels and Kaz, they worked very well together. It's a good team. as I said, I would really like to see Daniels get rewarded for that excellent match he had at Final Resolution with, with a world title reign. But, I'm not sure if they could keep Daniels and Kaz together. It might be kind of hard, but, I really think he deserves it. And also, I really don't fucking think that he should have fucking lost this match. Chavo and Hernandez have already proved to be fails as tag champs. Not that they've been in bad matches, but they're just not, good tag champs. They're not like, they don't look good with the belts. It's not coming off as a good title reign. The matches haven't been that impressive. They're just, it's not good. Get the belts off them. They should have been on Joey Ryan and Morgan or something like that. Some other fucking team. Just give it to somebody else. Then we get Anderson. It's Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson is back. I like Mr. Anderson. Even though he really hasn't done fucking anything in the last year or so in TNA. I never was really a big fan of like him in TNA. I like him as a wrestler, as a personality, but I think WWE handled him a little bit better. I mean, they did drop the ball with him at the end there, but really, even though he's been world champion, I really don't think that he's ever really caught on, really captured my interest. Even though I like him, just is not getting shit done like he should, like how Jeff Hardy is getting it done. So they want to get, I think the thing is that they want Anderson as a member. I'm not really too sure. They weren't clear. They want help or something. I'm not sure if he's a full-fledged member or not. Whatever the fuck it is. They give him 2 girls, and they're going to fuck his brains out, apparently. This is supposed to help him convince Anderson to help him. And I have to say, thank fucking God for TNA being an alternative. Now, I'm not a fucking fanboy here to suck, here to suck that TNA cock. I'm not here to lick Dixie Carter's pussy or any shit like that. But, it just made me extremely happy to see 2 girls, and it was definitely implied that they're going to fuck his brains out. Because that's the type of shit we should be seeing on wrestling. It's like, meanwhile, WWE, they don't even want to, they don't even want to mention the word sex, but, here you go, you got 2 hot girls, they're looking down at Anderson's cock, and I'm like, yeah, go get him, Anderson, fucking mic check your dick right into their fucking vaginas, I hope they give you a good lay there, pal. So anyway, that was pretty good. Then we get Gail Kim defeating Brooke Tessmacher, and the TV-14 adult-oriented shit continues. Holy fucking shit. This was a hot fucking match. Not only was it a hot, sexy match, but it was a good match. Like, good moves and shit and good pace. You got this one part where Tessmacher fucking takes her whole fucking tights, puts her up her ass like a fucking thong, then gives a stink face. Nice fucking ass. Not exactly like, a big voluptuous ass, but it was a nice ass. She's got a nice ass, I liked it. It was good. It was nice to see that. Nice to see a nice ass. I remember the last time I saw a great ass on WWE programming. I haven't seen that in quite some time. So yeah, and the match was good. Gail Kim seems to be getting back on track after they buried her this year. I found it kind of weird that they had her say that, that this year was good for her, even though they buried her for most of the year. But yeah, I was really impressed. Like, I looked at this women's match and I was like, that was really good. I mean, not only did they combine, the sex appeal with the athleticism, but, it just showed that fucking WWE's Divas division is just miles behind. I mean, this was really fucking good. I mean, not only was I fucking turned on by this match, but I was actually having a really good time and enjoying the in-ring product. Then we get the main event. It's Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. And it was alright for what it was. They were breaking the rules. There was some decent back and forth. They have chemistry in there. They weren't really doing anything over the top or out of the ordinary, but it was passable. The referee gets in their way. They want to hit each other with a steel chair. They end up just throwing him out of the ring. Jeff Hardy makes the save. Jeff Hardy is talking to himself in the crowd before they cut to commercial break. That was by far probably the weirdest, inner monologue they've shown yet with Jeff. So the main event outcome was a little bit, fucked up. But, you had some good matches on here. Some real adult-oriented shit. Some good promos. I mean, everything was pretty decent. Except for that terrible fucking opening segment with Bully Ray. Just stop that shit now. It's really amazing that, Hogan saved wrestling in the 80s and the fucking 90s. But he's fucking killing it in 2012, headed into 2013. It's like, yeah, this was a pretty good episode of Impact. I enjoyed myself watching this fucking thing. And it was almost like, the adult-oriented, material. It was almost like, trying to poke at WWE for delivering such a shitty-ass week. Remember WWE Week and the Christmas episode of Raw? Such childish shit. I think about John Cena. Oh, Santa. I love you, Santa. John Cena jerking off to Santa Claus. Yeah, you go ahead, John Cena jerking off to Santa Claus. Meanwhile, we got something even better to jerk off to. We got TESSMACHER with her fucking amazing ass, There you go. I enjoyed this episode of Impact. I recommend it if you didn't see it.